What's up, guys? It is February 19th, Wednesday, February 19th, 2020. It's 9:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm reading this article. Uh, and it's the headline. It says the headline is Rick James estate sued over artist's alleged rape of a minor in 1979. Okay, so that's what, 20, what is that, 41 years ago? Okay. The estate of Rick James has been sued by an anonymous woman. Okay. Woman who has alleged the R&B and soul singer raped her in 1979 when she was 15 years old. 1979. Like I say, that is what, 40, if my math is correct, this is 2020, right? So 1980 to 2000, that's 20 years. From 2000 to 2020, that's another 20 years. So that is what, 41 years now? The Associated Press reports the woman says she was assaulted by James when he visited the youth detention center she lived at in Buffalo, New York. She said that the other girls were happy to see him, but she did not know who he was at the time. Almost immediately, Rick James was very suggestive and appropriate towards me, she wrote in the affidavit filed on February 13th of this year in Erie County Supreme Court. As I was laying on my belly on my bed, Rick James came into my bedroom and swiftly laid on top of me, she continued. He grabbed my hair and pushed my head into the pillow. I tried to fight him off, but he told me, shut up and quit moving or I'll cut you. Shut up and quit moving or I'll cut you. He violently ripped off my underwear and proceeded to violent rape me and ejaculate inside of me. Okay. After the alleged assault, she claims he told her he would know where to find her if she told anyone. She is seeking damages of $50 million, citing years of psychological, but it says here first physical, psychological, and emotional injury. The lawsuit was filed against the James Ambrose Johnson Jr. 1999 Trust, which is run by Rick James' estate. All right, let me stop there. Now, for those of you who do not know Rick James, you know Dave Chappelle, right? Okay, now we know Dave Chappelle did like a couple of skits. I think it was in 2005. If you look at the 2005 Dave Chappelle show or season, he did a skit about Rick James. Charlie Murphy, his brother, not Dave Chappelle's brother, Eddie Murphy's brother, was part of Dave Chappelle, part of his Chappelle show, and he did a skit. He collaborated with Dave Chappelle, did a skit on Rick James. He talked, and it was called the Charlie Murphy's Hollywood True Stories, and he did also one about Prince. But Charlie Murphy explained how he had fun with Rick James. He said Rick James was a cool dude, but Rick was sort of wild, and it was funny as heck. If you look at the 2005 Chappelle show or season, it was very funny when they did, and Charlie Murphy did the Charlie Murphy True Hollywood Stories on Rick James, and like I said, he did one on Prince. It was funny as heck. Now, we know that Rick James Now, I don't know, like I said, you guys don't know Rick James, but he was accused to have alleged, he and his ex-girlfriend, or a woman he was with at the time, they were alleged to have kidnapped another woman and kept there in Rick James's mansion for 2 days, I guess, and uh, it was alleged that they burned the woman with the crack pipe and all that bullshit. This is you could look it up. It's public knowledge and shit. My thing is, why is it taking this woman? Why 41 years later? Why are you coming out now? The man, he cannot defend himself. Rick James died in 2004. Okay? Why couldn't she just come out in 2003, 2001, 2000, 2000, 90, 1990, 1995? Why do you wait for him to die? He's dead now. He's dead. Why couldn't you come out in 2003? You know? Or let's just say even in 2004. Just before he died. Or even just after he died. Why you didn't come out with your allegations? Why you didn't bring it out? It's a money grab, man. It is a money grab. This Me Too shit, man, is bullshit. I'm not saying that some of the women that are part of the Me Too movement are not honest. I'm not saying they're not sincere, because some of them are. Some of these women are sincere. But there are a lot of these women that are basically, their true intentions have been to get the fucking bag, man. To get the fucking bag. Especially when you go after a person when they're dead and they can't defend themselves. Why not go after them when they're alive? Put them on the spot. Put them on the spot. You got to give a person a chance to defend himself. Everyone has the right to defend his or herself. They have a right to face their accusers. So you go after this man when he's dead? The same with MJ. Before MJ died, these two alleged victims, they were cool with Michael Jackson. They say Mike didn't do this to them. You know? That their parents put them up to this. It was a money grab. It was all about getting the bag. Okay? And then Mike dies. They're low on funds. I forget his name. One of the alleged victims of Michael Jackson, he wanted to do the Circus Soleil or some shit. What was it called? The Circus Soleil? You know what I'm talking about, in Vegas. He wanted to be part of that. He wanted to be, and he had, I guess he had a conversation or somewhat of an agreement. I don't think it was documented, but he had somewhat of an agreement with the Jackson estate or the family that he would be put in charge of the choreography or whatever, choreographing the dancers and all that, part of the Circus Delay. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. But the deal didn't go through. The family did not, they didn't sign their names or, on the dotted line. The contract was non-void. It was never approved. And dude he developed some vitriol for that. So he went after Michael Jackson. The money's drying up. The money's drying up. So they went after Mike. Mike. Oh, yes, he did these things. Just he did this, he did that. Bullshit, man. It's all a money fucking grab. This ain't with Bill Cosby. You wait for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years to come after this man, and after this man and took care of a lot of these women. I believe Bill Cosby was guilty of infidelity, sleeping around with his wife. Apparently, hey, if his wife was cool with it, who are we to judge him? If his wife forgave him, if his wife was cool with that shit, then it's between them. Bill Cosby paid a lot of these women off. He did. They were his groupies. They were his hoes, his women. He took care of these women, sleeping with them, paying them off, taking care of them, paying all their bills, putting money in their damn pockets or whatnot. And Bill stopped doing that shit. He stopped it. And when he stopped it, here we go. Here we go. The money's drying up. So now we're coming after you, Bill. Bill tried to buy NBC 2-3 times. That's a no-no. They don't want black folks to have that type of power. To buy a major network. And Bill Cosby was all about education, educating the black community, inspiring young black minds. The Cosby Show, all that. There were people against that. You know? It's a legacy. They're trying to destroy legacies. Black men's legacies. Okay? Bill Cosby? Michael Jackson? Definitely Michael Jackson. Hell no. Mike didn't molest no kids, man. Now, Rick James was on the wild side, okay? Rick James was on the wild side. And even Bill Cosby, till the group was on the wild side, because everybody was doing quaaludes and snorting cocaine and heroin and alcohol and all. Back in the day, people were doing that shit, man. But I don't believe Bill Cosby raped these women. I don't believe that. I believe Bill Cosby was guilty. Yes, he's guilty of infidelity. And I don't know. I'm not saying his wife she allowed it to happen. Maybe she didn't want Bill doing those things. And who's to say that who's to say she wasn't cool with it? You know, when motherfuckers get in Hollywood, they do some weird shit. Couples do weird shit. They do swapping and all that shit. Couple swapping or spousal swapping and shit. Who's to say Camille wasn't into that? Nah, but that's a different story. I'm not Camille. I'm not saying that she was into that. But all I'm saying is that you didn't leave Bill. In spite of his infidelities and shit. Sleeping around. You didn't leave Bill. You stood by your man. And you still standing by your man to this day. And I commend you on that. So I don't believe Bill was guilty of raping these women. Particularly, and what's her name? Andrea Constance, the woman that alleged Bill raped her. All that shit was settled back in 2004, and there was a settlement and blah blah blah. You get what he paid, 3.5 million. The money dried up, and she came back around and shit, tried to sue again, and then other women came out of the woodwork. Because they say, he settled earlier, so we're gonna try to get some paper too. With her little money dried up, so she want to come back and get more money out of Bill. And then there was the deposition that Bill gave. What's that? Back in 2004, he gave a deposition that was supposed to be sealed. But you see, they move the goalposts when it comes to black people. You make a deal with the devil never adheres to the deal. The devil will renege on it. You can't make a deal with the devil, man. Don't make a deal with white people, because white people will change the rules in the middle of the fucking game. And that's what we saw. That exactly what happened with the Bill Cosby case. Because there was no evidence to convict Bill Cosby. Andrea Constance's story kept changing constantly changing. Changing constantly. There was the chronology or the chronology of her time with Bill. Everything started changing. There was no consistency. There was so much inconsistency. So therefore, that's why the prosecutor, like, I have nothing to convict this man on. Nothing. Your story keeps changing. It just inconsistencies. You say you was with him this night, or you say you was with him this day. Then you come back and say, blah blah on the stand. Because the first time, this was the first trial. Her stories were just inconsistent. That's why they had the mistrial the first time, or hung jury. Because they tried to get them back in 2014. Because, like I say, the evidence were not concrete. There was inconsistencies. There was nothing to convict them back in 2004. So he did a deposition. There was an agreement between he and the prosecutor at the time to do a deposition. Bill, you do this deposition. We have nothing to convict you on, but just give us your account of what happened. And case closed. We're going to seal the document. It can never be unsealed, and you can't be convicted years down the line or down the road. So there was an agreement with Bill, the prosecution, and his lawyers. I told you, they white folks will move the goalposts back. You know, they would change the rules in the middle of the fucking game. And that's exactly what they did with Bill. So, everything was sealed, settled out of court, 2004, $3.5 million. Now here, all of a sudden, 10 years later, oh, here we go. We're going to reopen all this shit up. Other women coming out. Alleged victims. Reopen the case. Unseal the documents. Now, I was told, I heard that, and also, you know, Bill Cosby's son was killed, and there's a cloud of mystery surrounding that. Very, very controversial. Very, a lot of mystery. Mysteriously, the man dies. Oh, somebody, come on, man. The man, his son was driving the latest BMW with anti-flat tires. I mean, you could get a flat or puncture the damn tire, and you could still go an additional 50 to 100 miles before you really have to change the tire. At least an additional 50 to 100 miles before you have to really pull over and change the fucking tire. But the man pulls over to change the tire, and he's killed, robbed, but his wallet was not taken. Monies were not taken. Anyway, so Bill Cosby, like I say, he tried to buy NBC twice, rejected. That never happened, nigga. We can't allow you to buy a major network to try to educate the people. We won't do that. We're not going to allow any black folks to really own major networks. And if they do own a major network, believe me, we're going to have some say-so too. We're going to be invested. We're going to be vested in that network as well. So therefore, we're going to be part of the board of committee. We're going to be on the board. We'll leave that. We're going to have some voting, some veto and voting power, if you will. So, I kind of lost my train of thought there. I just kind of went off a little bit. So, Andrea Constance, like I said, 2004, they made an agreement. Bill, his lawyers, and the former prosecutor, and Andrea Constance, she got paid, blah, blah, sealed documents. We're not going to reopen this. Just give this deposition. Now, in the deposition, he admitted to giving, her a ibuprofen for a headache, because Andrea Constance claimed that she had a headache at the time, and she needed something she asked Bill if he had anything for a headache. He gave her half of an ibuprofen, according to Bill Cosby's spokesman. I forget his name. Bill Cosby's spokesman. I'm trying to search for his name right now in my memory bank. It'll come to me maybe later. But he states, Andrew something. What's his name? Andrew. Let me see if I can look it up. But he states that Bill Cosby gave Andrea Constance, according to him, he said Bill Cosby gave Andrea Constance a half of an ibuprofen, and they both were drinking wine that night. Bill Cosby's spokesman, Andrew, what's his name? No, let me see. Who is Bill Cosby's legal spokesman?
Andrew Wyatt. According to Wikipedia, a spokesman for Cosby, Andrew Wyatt, stated that Cosby did not settle the case. Rather, AIG settled without the knowledge, permission, and/or consent of Mr. Cosby.
Is that him? I don't know. Just Andrew. I guess that's him. Andrew. Is that Andrew Wyatt? But anyway, I don't know how true this is. But yeah. So, a white dude. No, he's black. What the hell is this shit? I don't know. But, so basically they settled. So AIG settled out of court. Spokesman for Cosby, Andrew Wyatt, stated Cosby did not settle the case. Yep, he did not settle. So AIG settled without the knowledge, permission, and consent of Mr. Cosby, and they paid off Andrea Constance. But he gave this deposition to the then prosecutor. The deposition, it was sealed and it was unsealed, and here she come again for more money. Sue this guy. 2014, the case, new so-called new allegations came out. Other women like, oh, he did this to me too, because it's all a payday. It's all about big money. So then she jumped her ass back on it also, and he reopened that shit from 2004. And okay, that's him right there. Cosby spokesperson, Bill Cosby. No, that's not him. What's his name? Yep, Andrew Wyatt. That's the guy right there. Andrew Wyatt. That's him. Yep. Bill Cosby found guilty of drugging and molestation, which is bullshit, dude. So they go out of their way. They will definitely change the rules in the middle of the fucking game to convict a black man, or a black person for that matter, black man, black woman. Doesn't matter. This is America. This is how old. This is not just American racism or North American racism, but it's a global racism too. So they tried their best to block Mr. Cosby. They didn't want him to buy NBC. And also I found out some more information about the Cosby estate, about their property. There's this company that wanted to purchase their land, the Cosby estate, their land, and the surrounding, and other folks that live in the surrounding area, because I was told that there's oil, like an oil reserve of oil underneath the Cosby's estate. That's what I heard. I was reading an article on that. And the Cosbys refused to sell their property to this oil company. They want to build oil pipelines underneath the Cosby property. They want to start drilling. And I was told the Cosbys they are conservationists. They are environmentalists. They're really into preserving the environment. And the Cosbys convinced a lot of people that live in their area, in their neighborhood, to not sell to this oil company. And so that's when things started going really downhill for Bill Cosby back in 2014. That's when it really started to, that's when things started to open up. That's when all the so-called alleged victims of Mr. Cosby's past started to come out and started claiming that he did something to them 25, 30, 40 years ago and all that old bullshit. But anyway, I kind of went off on a tirade with Bill about Bill Cosby. But yeah, that's what I see with the Rick James situation. It's all about a money grab, and I read an article that have stated that it said that the Rick James estate is worth 35 to $40 million, and now this alleged victim, anonymous victim, I'm sure I gotta research her name, because this article came out I think yesterday. But anyway, I'm sure her name is out there now. Should be. But she wants 50 million. And this estate is worth 35 to 40 million. Let me see. How much is Rick James' estate? How much is it worth? Rick James rape accuser sues his estate for $50 million. Okay, I know that. Hold on. His estate. Yeah, it says here. This is all about. It's a money grab, man. It's straight up. It's a straight up money grab. How much is Rick James' estate worth?
According to Celebrity Net Worth, Rick James' net worth. Rick James was an American singer, songwriter, musician and record producer who had a net worth of $35 million at the time of his death.
35 million. So my thing is, the alleged victim was 15 at the time, right? So 15 at the time. 41, 51, 52, 53, 55, 56, 41, 51. So she's got to be 56 if my math is correct. 56 years old. What's her name? Rick James rape accuser sues the state for $50 million. Let's see if we can find her name. I want to know who this woman is, because it's bullshit, man. It's money grab. Why didn't you just come after this dude? I mean, come on. You could have came at him like when he died, like almost gone on 16 years ago. Are you serious? Why didn't you come for him then? You were old enough back then. Get the fuck out of here. A woman claims late R&B star Rick James violently raped her in upstate New York. Whatever. New York when she was just 15 and is now suing his estate for $50 million, according to court documents. This is from Getty Images. Let me see something. Hold on. That's crazy. Let me see if I can go to. This don't make any sense. It's bullshit. With this time, this long. It's all a money grab, man. I don't want to hear this bullshit. Especially when it comes to black men. It's an agenda, man. This is bullshit. When you got the Harvey Weinsteins and, you know, the Charlie Sheens and the Charlie Roses and the Kirk Douglases and, you know, and all these, you know, these white men that even Donald Trump was accused of rape. But all that shit is swept under the rug. But they go after black men. Come on. And with the Kobe Bryant thing, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That was also, that was settled. That woman, the accuser, the alleged rape victim of Kobe Bryant, she, come on, man. They found 3 different semen samples in her goddamn panties. Or was it 5? Correct me if I'm wrong. Different semen samples in her damn panties. In her vagina. When they did the rape test on her. And her stories kept changing. There was so much inconsistencies in her damn story. So they dropped it. So they just basically settled. Kobe was like, let's just settle. Get this shit over with. I'm done. His lawyers convinced him to do it. His wife wanted to end it. She wanted it over with. He was unfaithful to his wife. He was guilty of that. Of rape, no. Of rape, hell no. Oh, because he did it to her in her anus? And she didn't like that? Okay, right. Or he didn't put it in the right way? Right. Did he force it in? a little too hard for her. He was supposed to ease it in. Okay. Or he didn't leave it in long enough. The woman, it was said that the lady was even bragging about Kobe Bryant with her friends. She was at a party. That's what I heard. Now I don't know, but hey, the word on the street, rumors have it. Or I ain't gonna say rumors, but I've heard that she was partying with friends and bragging to her friends about being with Kobe Bryant and talking about the size of his penis. And maybe she got some backlash for being with a black man. A lot of times, if you look at the history of this country, there's white women have always lust, same as white men, lust after black people. White women have always lust to be with black men, and white men have lust to be with black women. But when the only difference with that is when a white woman get caught with a black man, she will claim he raped her, forced her to have sex. There's been so many black men throughout the history of this nation that have been lynched, their genitals severed, cut off, their penises cut off because they slept with white women. A lot of them were forced to sleep with white women because white women said, if you don't sleep with me, then I will scream rape. I will say you tried to force me. So some black men they slept with white women because they were forced. Some were forced. Some were not. Some slept with white women because they cared for the white woman. And the white woman, or they thought the white woman cared for them. But like I said, when they got caught up, when the white husband walked in, oh, he raped me, John. Oh, he forced me. Well, nigger, you about to die today. And we're going to cut your balls off. And your dick. They've always feared black dick. Like Dr. Francis, she spoke about Dr. Francis. She spoke about Dr. Scott Wilson. I'm sorry. Let me see. I'm going to pull up the ISIS papers by. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, Frances Cress Wilson. She spoke about the genetic annihilation. The Keys to Colors by Frances Wilson. But she spoke about genetic annihilation, and they've always feared genetic annihilation because black folks, black men, black people, period, men and women, we have the gene, the dominant gene to pretty much end the white race if need be. The white gene is recessive and the black gene is dominant. In 1992, Wilson published the ISIS papers, The Keys to the Colors. The book is a compilation of essays that she had written over 18 years. The name of the ISIS papers was inspired by an ancient Egyptian goddess. Isis was the sister wife of the most significant god, Osiris. So, what she's saying is that when a black man sleeps with a white woman, the offspring will come out as black. You know what I'm saying? May come out light skinned, high yellow, whatnot, but have black features, big lips, big nose. You know what I'm saying? Kinky hair. This ain't what a black woman that sleeps with a white man. So that's her right there. Can you see her? That's her. She died in 2016. But yeah, the same as like when a black woman sleeps with a white dude, a white man, the baby will come out light skin, high yellow, whatnot. But with full lips, big lips, and broad nose, and kinky, hair and shit. Black features, Afrocentric features. And They've always said one drop of black blood, you're black. One drop. So they've always feared that, like, because in their minds, when black and white mix, the offspring is impure. That little bit of white that's in that offspring, it's not enough, because they know that black dominant gene has taken over, and that's what she was talking about, and on the ISIS paper, and that's just how it is. So they've always feared that shit. White men always feared that. They fear Black Planet. So, yeah, it's always been a history with white women always chasing after black men, and if they get caught up sleeping with a black man, they claim they claim that they were raped. Bullshit, classic bullshit, and we see this going on to this day. But the thing is, now it's a different form of lynching, a different form of cutting off the balls of the penis. They do it financially. They get your money, and they also get you locked the fuck up. They get your money and they get you imprisoned. So it's a different form of lynching, a different form of castration. So, them devils, man. They're devils. They're devils. So it is what it is. Yeah, she died in 2016. But so, like I said, it's bullshit what's going on. And it's unfortunate that some of these demonic ass women are black women. It's very unfortunate, because it's not always white women that's trying to destroy a black man's legacy. It could be even black women. And a lot of them, they love hanging with white girls. And there are a lot of these demonic ass broads that are part of the Me Too movement. Black ones and white ones. But there are some black women and white women that are legitimate victims of rape. But it seems like the Me Too movement has taken on a direction of its own. I mean, taken on a totally different form. It has become very corrupt. It is very corrupt. It's a money grab. It is about destroying lives, particularly black men's lives, getting money, locking black men up, and just destroying legacies, man. So, I noticed I've been talking for almost 40 minutes now. I'm about to end this video right now. But that is bullshit. With Rick James, not saying Rick James, I'm not saying he was an angel. And I've heard some stories about Rick James. He was wild as hell. I mean, there was a lot of those folks were on cocaine. Rick James, he did his cocaine, he drank, and a lot of the people he was with, was on cocaine. A lot of the women he fucked with, they were on cocaine. They drank, they did heroin, they did all types of damn drugs, Quaaludes and all type of shit. In the 70s and 80s? Come on, what do you think? And it wasn't just some weird ass sexual shit. When you're gonna come back, you're gonna try to get money? Like, come on. I mean, 16 years after this man, or gone on 16 years now, he's been deceased. Now you trying to come trying to sue this man? Why didn't you do this shit in 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004 before he died? Because he can't defend himself right now. So that's why you want to come after him? This ain't what Michael Jackson. They want to sue Michael Jackson the state because he can't defend himself. The same with Kobe Bryant with Gayle King and a black woman. But she's doing her white paymasters due diligence. She's doing their thing. You want to basically give this interview with Lisa Leslie after Kobe is dead. The man can't defend himself, and now you try to blame CBS for taking things out of context, playing it out of context, blah 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 blah. Why you didn't interview Kobe before he died? Did you try to interview Kobe before he died? Did you? Not saying you didn't. I don't know. Did you? I don't know. Corbett can't defend himself against said or alleged rapists. The so-called victim that had 3 to 5 different strands of semen, or different types, three to five different types of semen in her panties and in her vagina walls. I'm done with that. I'm done. Peace. Stay woke, black people, particularly black men. They want to destroy black men. They want to destroy black men. We're always the number one threat. Black men are always the number one threat to this society, to this establishment.